learns the unseen truth, I will not return.
I am not like my brother.
How are you feeling? Would you maybe like a sip of water? Sayoko?
She's got amnesia too? That's twice for her, and bad news for us. I mean, if she can't remember anything, we could just question her all day and we'd still get nothing.
Doesn't matter. That note we found should be the key to solving this case.
Oh yeah, that note they found in the bottom drawer of her desk.
That's how we know someone lured her onto that landing. Someone set this thing up for her to fall.
What do you think her past has to do with it? Does she have some secrets?
We all have secrets. She went to that landing yesterday to find some answers.
Amnesia or not, she acts like she can't hear anyone who talks to her. And for some reason, her family's been really uncooperative.
My brother was the best at everything he touched. There was nothing that guy couldn't do. I watched him my whole life, always wanting to be just like him. By his teens, he was considered one of the finest pianists in the world. But even with all of the acclaim, he quit. Like it was nothing to him. Then, in his 20s, the police nicknamed him the Divine Brain. He solved more crimes than they did. At some point, as I struggled to emulate him, I began to detest him, because every one of my struggles reminded me of his effortless nature.
I found you, Mr. Criminal!
Haven't you heard of due process? What do you want from me anyway?
I was simply curious if your cute little ears had picked up on the rumor yet.
What rumor?
What I... mean is... The people have a right to know! What did it feel like when you pushed that poor girl?
I've told you a dozen times I didn't do it.
But the hallways are littered with whispers saying that freshman Ayumu Narumi is a heartless murderer.
So you just automatically believe these rumors?
I couldn't ignore them. The rumors spread like a virus. Someone is getting the word out on you as fast as they can.
Sonobe.
That's him. That's the guy that pushed Sayoko. Talk about... creepy looking.
See, you're the talk of the campus.
He's got guilty written all over that ugly face.
I heard there's still no solid proof that he did it.
Tell me, Mr. Criminal, what do you plan to do now?
Go to my next class.
So, you intend to remain the object of the entire campus's attention?
I don't really mind it.
Strange. You don't seem like the type who relishes that stuff.
Attention is fine. It's when people follow me around everywhere that I get annoyed. Find someone else to bother.
No! You've barely given me enough for a quarter page. If I'm bugging you, let me help you find out who really did this crime. Then, I'll have a story worth printing.
You're dead set on making me out to be the bad guy here.
Sorry you feel that way, son. I just told it like I saw it.
Then I'll do the same, and soon everyone will know about you. I will figure out what kind of trick you pulled yesterday.
This is scary. It's hard to believe anyone could have survived a fall from way up here.
Pretty crazy.
And she was wearing her glasses? I always thought Sayoko hated those things.
What do you mean?
According to Hiono's data, she almost never wears her glasses, except for during lectures and driving class.
And what, pray tell, is Hiono's data?
My notebook filled with every bit of info I can squeeze from the school. It's how I make my way, so everything in it is known only to me, and you can't see.
Like I'd want to. She must have put on her glasses to see something in the distance. But what was she looking at? What or who did she need to see from up here?
Hiono, down here! We're on our way to lunch. Do you want to go?
Yeah, sure. I'll catch up with you in a few.
Oh, it's still scary.
That's it.
Huh?
Finally, the notes of truth are starting to play.
Great. Make it fast. I'm working.
I need you to check into something for me.
Okay. And that'll help us figure out the real criminal? I'll look into it and get back to you in a bit. Sometimes I would swear I'm talking to Kiyotaka.
Huh?
Professor Sonobe. Sorry to keep you waiting.
No problem. It's a nice day. What can I do for you?
Detective?
Right. We know someone lured Sayoko up there. We found a letter in her desk promising her some insight into her past if she showed at the 5th floor landing at precisely 5 p.m.
In other words, this was no suicide and no accident. This was someone's attempt at murder.
That's all well and good, but have you figured out who pushed her off? You're standing right next to your prime suspect.
Not anymore, Sonobe. Sayoko wasn't pushed, she fell.
You've got some strange theories, kid.
Because what happened was unique. And behind every weird occurrence, there is something so normal, most people don't see it. This is the trick you used. The unseen hands you used to push Sayoko off of that landing.
Hands? Isn't he wearing a pair of sunglasses?
I think he's saying that the glasses are what made her fall.
The victim was given a note telling her to come to the 5th floor landing for answers. I'm sure she was suspicious of the letter, but curiosity can be more powerful than any emotion. She was hoping that anyone would have a light to shine over her clouded past.
So she made her way up to that landing. But no one came to meet her. Like anyone, she looked around. It was then that someone far below caught her attention, but Sayoko is nearsighted. She had to dig out her glasses, the ones she hated, to see who it was that was looking up at her. That was your little trick. Imagine what would happen if you changed out a nearsighted girl's glasses with a different prescription. She'd start to lose her balance. Instinctively, she would grab the nearest thing she could find, the railing, which had been worked on earlier, making it no sturdier than a leaf in the breeze. Lucky for her, though, the perpetrator had two very important things go wrong. First, there's the truck. The day she fell, it was parked in a place that it usually isn't. Without that truck there, it's a 5-story drop to the pavement.
But the delivery truck actually cushioned Sayoko's fall. Without it, she'd be dead. And
secondly, when the culprit recovered the doctored glasses from the girl, he tried to carefully switch them with their usual pair. But he cut his fingers on the shattered glass.
The investigators even found shards of glass from the different prescription.
The melody of logic always plays the notes of truth, Professor. That's right. The person who did all this? It was you.
I was wrong about him. This Ayumu kid is really something else.
My young friend, the culprit was unlucky in a third way as well. He crossed the path of one heck of a detective. Kiyotaka Narumi's baby brother.
How do you know Kiyotaka? Who are you really, Sonobe? Why did you try to kill that girl?
The Blade Children.
Blade Children?
I'm going to pursue the mystery
Of the Blade Children.